Hi, my name is Mark Biernat, and I'm getting a PhD in economics, specifically monetary economics. But in this video, we're going to talk about something else, something that's fairly important for Western democracy and the survival of Western democracies. And what it is something amazing is happening. Slovakia just turned towards a pro-Moscow neutral. I like to say pro-Axis neutral because it's the St. Petersburg-Moscow axis, reminiscent of WW2. And you know, they're not the only one. You have Hungary, Serbia, you have Slovakia, Poland. I'm Polish. I'm so proud of Poland standing up to this for this freedom and democracy in Ukraine, really helping them out. And now they're getting into some squabble about grain deals and things of that nature. Why is this happening? What is this about? Where is this coming from? I know where it's coming from. And then we have in the US, traditionally, the Republicans are the party of Abraham Lincoln, which I'm proud of. Ronald Reagan, which I'm proud of. Standing up for freedom around the world and at home. Yes, that's what Abraham Lincoln was about. That is what Ronald Reagan was about. But where is this coming from? We have a split now. I tell you where it's coming from. Now, I studied Soviet history in the 80s. I was in Moscow in the 90s. I lived in Eastern Europe. I'm a Polish citizen much of my life. Traveled through Ukraine and other countries. I know exactly where it's coming from. The Soviets were masters at propaganda. They didn't do many things right or do many things well. For example, but they eliminated religion in their country. I'm not saying that's a good thing at all, obviously. They apoliticized their population where, oh, all politicians are this way, what does it matter? They're very effective at this propaganda. And you say, well, okay, it's not working. We have free, transparent Western democracies with a transparent press. Well, we do. And what they're doing is they're using AI. They have endless farms of AI bots, spam bots, massaging and working and massaging on social media. They're influencing the minds of the West, not on necessarily just the Russian talking points about the special operation. That's too amateurish. That's very surface level. The Russians, they're masters. They're masters at massaging and working on these minds. And again, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I know professors who agree with me and are experts in the field. You can go to respected journalism. I always recommend things like Reuters and AP and BBC and New York Times, or, you know, that's questionable, but respected journalism, mainstream journalism, they have said this, but it's not to the extent that we need to be aware of it. If people were aware of it, then explain to me why Slovakia is now pro-Axis neutral, why Poland is shifting their policy, why the United States, it looks like we are going to get somebody who is an isolationist as president. Isolationism never works in democracies because together in this unity we stand in the free world, because democracy needs support all around the world. Or the tide of this dictatorial ideas and thinking and power and isolationism and nationalism can creep in. Nationalism is so bad. Nationalism caused WW1. Nationalism caused WW2. Yes, you can love your country. Yes, you can respect the laws of your country. But to, you know, regress into a 19th or 20th century thinking about isolationism and not helping out, stopping dictators around the world? The answer is Putin is not giving up. Do you think in any way, shape, or form he's just going to say, okay, we're not doing too well in the field, that's it, let's wrap it up, call it in? There is no way he's giving up. In fact, he's doubling down. Not on the field. He doesn't have to. He's already winning. He doesn't have to hack the election and change the computer. That's all conspiracy theorists. No. All he has to do is hack your mind and tell you all the talking points of why you know, your country, whatever country you live in, should be first, and don't worry about the rest of the world. He's going to tell you about, oh, the economy is so bad out there. The debt is so bad. What about all the unfunded, pension liabilities? What about the central banks and the money printing? He's going to pump that into your brain and thinking, oh my goodness, we have to take care of our home first before we worry about other people. And that's the truth. He's much more subtle than simply the talking points about the operations. He's about targeting and saying the economy in your country is faltering. It's going to collapse. And I'm going to tell you something. It is not. Okay? It's not going to collapse because we have great free trade, great creativity, great minds, great technology, comparative advantage. It's the best time we've ever lived in. But he's going to tell you that, and he's going to get you worried. And the people that are sold on this and are all worked up on this, it's almost like you can't unsell them. There's no going back. Once you've been propagandized to believe that it's going to collapse and that it's so bad and we need a change and we need some sort of savior coming in, political saviors, strongman to clean, whatever up, then you're done. You're done. And it's okay. Peace and love. It's a democracy. Everybody has the right. He doesn't need people to hack into the system and change the votes. No, he hacks into the brains through Soviet-style, Russian-style, mastermind AI propaganda. They're getting their best and their brightest, not in the field, but in computer technology. If you type into Bard, Google's Bard, they'll even acknowledge this. You can type that in and check it and fact check. And I think it's called the Internet Security Agency or something in Russia. But the amount of money that's being pumped into this is unbelievable. And the net result will probably, it looks like we're swinging back to a populist, isolationist policy in the United States, in Poland and Slovakia, and then spreading a little bit about the other countries. And when this happens, Ukraine is like a free corporation or a democracy. It is a democracy where you need the support of others and people. And Putin, it's like a dictatorship. It's like a sole proprietorship. Nobody answers to him. He can do whatever he wants. So democracies are delicate, and they need the support and help of people around the world. And my dream, my hope is we have a better world. Certainly the economy is getting much better. I mean, anybody, you can say whatever you want. You can say unemployment. Unemployment's like 3.8%. You can say, incomes are, average household income in America is like almost $75,000 a year. You can say, stratification. The poor in America live better than the kings and queens of the last century. I'm telling you, it's good to be in America, and the economy is doing great. You can say, they're going to be coming like, hyperinflation in Zimbabwe. No, we're not. Money supply is decreasing. The economy is great. The world is great. Think about Henry David Thoreau, the great American. Happiness is not determined by some aggregate GDP or aggregated time series data. Happiness is determined by you. You want freedom. You want democracy. Keep that in mind. And don't let this unseen, and it is an unseen influence, sway your judgment. Think about it. And if you disagree, please leave comments below, because I can, slowly look at the comments and talk to you about these comments. But it is happening. It is a concern, and I'm a hopeful person. So let's stop this propagandizing and look at objective, academic, and factual information rather than getting all worked up and worried about something that's not here and not happening in the economy. The economy is doing great. Don't let Putin and Moscow AI bots work on you, and the YouTubers that are singing that chorus who want to get a couple more views. I hope that the algorithm actually dampens their might, because they're just so desperate for views. They'll say any, negativity and anything they thought. But are they personally, investing 100% in gold themselves? And I'd like to see their portfolio. But thank you very much. It's a little bit of a personalized critique of what's going on in the world in relation to the thought and the collective unconsciousness, the stream of consciousness, and how it's being influenced by Russia. Thank you. Have a great day.